also,
situation.
we
Yeah.
tried to keep him.
Yeah. Apparently
Yeah,
so.
I said
Apparently so.
For what?
the So yesterday was SEC Media Day, and yet again, like happens every single year, Brent Venables finds his way to make me believe in this football team yet again. The day went really good. You heard interviews from John Mateer, RSJ, R. Mason Thomas, and of course BV. Yeah, I'm fired up for the season, and I don't know how he does it, but he makes me believe. He said something like, "We embrace the standard of excellence here at Oklahoma and the expectation of championships." And I was like, "I'll put my pads on right now."
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just finds a way to do it. It's awesome.
He just finds a way. He's really good at speaking, honestly. He's a really good
Yeah.
speaker. But yeah, he spent the first 15 minutes just telling people how much he liked them. Like the SEC commissioner and Joseph Castiglione, and went
Hmm.
down the list of staff that he likes and how much he appreciates them. And then he started getting into the nitty gritty. And there was actually this other interview I heard because they get interviewed like 7 times before they leave that building.
Yeah.
There's just one interview I heard where he really went on a tangent of like he went down a road of like basically like these games that we lost. Look at like and he was trying to say like it's not a medal of honor. It's not like a I'm not trying to say that we won, but there was points in the season where I would freeze the tape and there was 9 freshmen on the field
Hmm.
and he would say like we had 6 wide receiver injuries. We never had the same O line in a game twice. And yet, LSU at halftime, it's 24-17 at the end of that season. Missouri, if we take care of the ball, we win that game. Uh, Ole Miss, it's tied at halftime. And he's pointing out that, it's not a good place to be in when your program is having to say those things, but it does make you think like, man, do we suck or are we this far away from beating Ole Miss, this far away from beating LSU, this far away from beating Missouri? And where would our season have been if we had won games like that? And the question was about the Alabama game, and he was saying like that Alabama game is
Mm.
exactly who we can be if we don't get in our own way, to take
Yeah.
care of the ball, and really just play the way that we think that we can always play. But that's what he thinks is the norm. And so yeah, I thought that was really interesting that he really went on that tangent and was like really harping on that.
Yeah. And that's when I talked about like belief again. Is I heard that same interview, and it made you think like we really were in that situation. And if
Hmm.
that's the case, we'd been 9-3, and we'd be in the talks for the playoffs. You
Yeah.
know, so and likely maybe would have had a better chance out of all those other 9-3 teams to get in, including Alabama, because we beat Alabama.
Yeah.
So it does make you wonder. And that's the thing, though, BV, it seems like we had that conversation a few years ago, too, when it was like, look at the tape, look how close these games were, even with all these other factors. But I don't, I think there's some validity in his statement with 9 freshmen. Like that does get you really excited that we competed that well with 9 freshmen. And we had bad luck with the O line and injuries. But man, I just want to see wins.
Yeah.
I really just want to see wins. And I think like there's a lot of truth in his statements and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like I'm not discrediting that, but I'm just tired of having those talks, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been going on the last few years. It's well, we had a top 5 offense and all this stuff. It's like, okay, but we didn't beat Kansas. We didn't
Yeah.
beat OSU. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
That's just where
where
I'm at.
Yeah. Go ahead.
um before I go, I'm gonna say I'm excited to watch football, the actual game of football be played, but my belief is not there because we've sat here and we've said this to each other for the past 3 years. Oh, I'm juiced up. And the definition of insanity is having the same thing happen and doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. BV's going to make me run through a wall. BV is one of the best motivators, speakers I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
But I've heard him say stuff I'm like, whoa. And he brings something new every single year. Every single time he talks, you hear something different. It's like, that's good. that's good. But I've heard it, and guess what else? Guess what's happened on the field? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't I love BV. I think he's a great guy. But until I see him win and coach us to a meaningful have a meaningful season. That's all I need. Go to a bowl game, win a bowl game, a meaningful bowl game. Or until I see this team come out on the field and we go spank Texas and we're running people, then I'll be like, all right. But I can't. I mean, it's happened for the past the 23, 24 years. I've never seen us win a big game. I've never seen it. Like, I legitimately have never seen us win a
What
natty.
about Texas?
What?
What about Texas when we were there with DG?
Oh, I mean, I get like if that's yes, if I put that as a big game,
That was a big
yes.
game.
But like the rest of the season, what happened? Like we fell off. We lose to
Sure.
OSU. We lose to Kansas. Like I'm saying, a
Yeah.
game that's going like I want to see us in the playoffs. We could beat
Yeah.
Texas and we could still go 1-11 or 1-10, and that could be our only. But I get what you're saying. Yes, that is a big game. I've seen us beat Texas. Yes, I've seen us beat OSU. Rivalry games. Yes, but it's just, dude, I'm at the point where I'm tired of hearing the same things and the belief in these. We have this guy and he's gonna do this and that, and then it's like you have four guys that you keep naming. Four guys can't win a season. You can't win a natty with four guys. I need everyone.
Mm.
Everyone has to be like that. So I'm excited to watch college football and watch OU compete, but it's hard to get on my high horse and get my hopes up, I guess, and be like, man, this is our year. When I've done that the past 3 years, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
To add to your point, Kylan, about him being such a good speaker, if you notice, he does. Anytime, if you watch the interviews, anytime somebody brought up Jackson Arnold or like any other player, one of the first things he said was he's a great person and his family's great.
yeah,
He always brought up their family every time. And so I can see why he can sell these recruits because he seems like he's building a genuine connection with not only the player but their families. And then also he's such a good salesman. Like after 3 years of miserable football, I'm coming into the season with high hopes because of a 15-minute speech that he did at the SEC Media Day. And it's like, how do you do that? But he just finds a way to like instill belief in you. And as an athlete, like if you're getting recruited by OU, it's hard to say no to that, to
Yeah.
a coach that
true.
has so much confidence and belief in what they do, even though the results that they have had do not show that. They do not match.
Yeah.
So
And I
hoping
mean-
this year's the year it clicks, but
I
mean,
will
yeah,
like
Colin,
some
you're
of his
right.
statements are about like we are a few plays away from being, that 9-3 team, but it's at the end of the day, like you did take this to anything else in life, it's like, okay, and you didn't. So why are we talking about it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
didn't happen. So
Yeah.
cool. We could have been, but we didn't do it. So and
I think
did
the reason
another
it's worth talking about is because what if we had not faced the adversities and the injury?
yeah, that's fair.
aspect.
That's fair. But I mean, it's kind of back in
If
the
we
old,
had not, if we had, I mean, another thing is if we had, like in the Kansas game way back in 2023, if we had Danny Stutzman, I don't think we sell that game if he didn't get hurt.
oh yeah,
And
that's
same
true.
goes for OSU. And then I mean, imagine what the conversation is about Brent Venables.
We
Six
would've been in the
receivers
playoff.
injured.
Yeah.
6 receivers injured in 2024. It's like these aren't just spurs. These are massive. That could have. Who knows what the season could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not saying y'all's argument's wrong. You can't hang a program on those what ifs. You can't do that. And frankly, like I'm not going into this season thinking this is our year. But I think if the people inside the program and Brent Venables believes what he believes about the football team and the reason he is so confident, the reason he's a good salesman is because he's confident. That's where it comes from. I mean, he does have good speaking skills, but it really stems from he like actually believes the team is good. And the reason he believes so much that the team is good is because he knows that if he believes 1,000% in the team, then all of his assistant coaches are going to believe 100%. And if the assistant coaches believe 100%, then the players are going to believe 90%. And then it just keeps going down. The level of belief goes down as you come down. But he's the top guy. He has to believe more than anybody. And I think that's why he just goes so hard with these what ifs in this last offseason. But I think it's to me it's telling that he was talking and saying about the Alabama game. Like, I think he made a really good point of like, if we don't get in our way, that's what this team looks like.
Mhm.
Because in reality, like all these other games that we lost, we were just getting in our own way so much.
Picks,
is one-
fumbles by Jackson Arnold.
yeah. Texas is one where we got a true stomped on. Like we just didn't like that wasn't yeah.
They're just better.
Texas was one like that. Tennessee, I would say, was similar, but it started out really bad with a lot of mistakes. But in South Carolina too. Okay, so I got 3, but that leaves you at 3 compared to 7, and I don't know. I think if he thinks this team looks like the team that we played versus when we played Alabama, it's interesting. I think it's interesting. If we don't get in our way, that's interesting. I think that can be a lot better ball team, especially if you add all these new guys, John Mateer and
Yeah.
not.
I do want to talk about bowl expectations because, Colin, you brought it up. Just like we just need to win a meaningful bowl. For me, I feel like the expectation right now should be a playoff because now you just got to be the top 11 teams. You got to be one of 11. In OU, I mean, for years under Lincoln and Bob, it was honestly surprising if we were out of the top 10 every single year. So I feel like that is the bare minimum expectation is a playoff game because you just got to be one of 11. And I get that we also have the hardest schedule in the country, but I think that the committee will reward that. If we come in with a strong record, I think they will reward that. But that is the expectation for me. I don't think it's the Alamo Bowl. I don't think it's the Sunchip Motel 6 Bed Bug Bowl. I think it is bare minimum a playoff spot. That's the expectation. You got to be one of 11. And that's what our program is based on. We are based on championships and being in the top 10, really the top 5 year in and year out. That should be the expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I like completely forgot like about the 12-team playoff. It wasn't even, I was thinking 4 teams. So I was like, if we can get in like, that right outside. But I mean, now that you like, I agree 100%. A playoff appearance should be, and I mean, yeah, I will say that like a playoff win, we need to win a game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because frankly, we never have. Like in the playoff, we never have.
Yeah.
So we've been one and done every single year. So that's where Spencer, I do believe like there is promise in a lot of what he was saying. And like Alabama, that game, I mean, we were sitting there looking at each other like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, how are we doing this right now? And that is what this team can be. But it's just about getting that team to do that for 3 months, 12 games, or however many. I think to win the Natty, you got to win like 16, something like that, or where you have to. I think you play 16, I guess. Like to get a team to do that for that many games, it's a tough ask. And I mean, you're right. He has to be the leader and have 1,000% belief in this team. And deep down, yes, I do believe. But I'd rather save myself I'm still going to be excited to go watch football and watch OU play. But it's just like, man, because if we lose to Michigan, it's going to be like, golly. I just was hyped for
It's gonna
3 months and boom. If we lose to Michigan, who else are we going to lose to?
Yeah. Michigan's
probably
one of the
everybody
easiest
else.
Power 5
Like-
games that we
Like
have.
probably everyone else. But, dude, I mean, I will say, out of the 3 that were at the media day, John Mateer is by far the best speaker. Get them out. R. Mason, dude, I was cracking up because you can tell, like, some people are media trained, and there's R. Mason. Bro was just talking. He's like, yeah, our D-line cold, bro. Our D-line cold. And I was like, where'd you get your shoes at, R. Mason? Man, I forgot his name, bro. I forgot his name. And I was like, bro, get John Mateer back in.
Yeah.
Now, that was hearing the players speak about, like, the other guys. That is more, I'm like, okay. Because I feel like players aren't BV's been doing this for 30 years. But players, they slip up. Like, R. Mason was revealing that starting D-line multiple times. He was like, yeah, it's me, PJ, Grayson Halton, and Dominic Williams. He kept saying, he was like, yeah, we're going to be not. And I was like, I mean, I guess, but I mean, Like, dude, golly.
David Stone,
I was
Segan
like,
Stone.
no,
Yeah.
David. He was like, no. He said those four names over and over again. But dude, the depth of this team excites me, and I think I'm excited to watch defense because I think defense is gonna be nice. But this offense, I mean, hey, we'll see. We'll see.
Who knows?
Dude,
I don't
Yeah.
know.
or go ahead, Spence.
I have grown to love watching defense because of this team. And I've grown to appreciate like a low scoring game. Like I used to hate watching a game that went 10-7.
Yeah,
And nowadays, dude, it's like when a football game goes 10-7, I'm like, man, if you like the teams, if
yeah,
you like if you're interested in the game, if you go turn on the Jaguars and the Raiders and it's 10-7, you might as well leave the room. But if you turn on OU versus Tennessee, it's 10-7 in the fourth quarter, that fires me up. That just absolutely gets me right. So I've started to grow to like watching this team. But y'all know my philosophy on this. It is better to get hype every OU football season and get your heart broken than to just sit back and just be like whatever. Because then the thing is, the one season that you don't get hype will be, if they play good, then you're like kind of faking hype, if that makes any sense. It's like if you're an NFL team that, I don't know if fans out here will relate to this. I kind of care about the Denver Broncos. If the Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl, I would be like, yay, Denver Broncos won the Super Bowl. And I never want to reach that point with OU football. So I will always just be the kind of guy that's like, dude, every season, go ahead. My weeks will be determined. How I feel on a certain week will be determined
Yes.
by how we play. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having 7 bad weeks
Dude.
last season because it is better. Because the thing is, whenever we do win the national championship, after years and years and years of
Pain.
actually committing and feeling pain from this team, man, it's going to be way better than, oh, Broncos won the Super Bowl. It's going to be tears rolling down my face. Oh my God. I supported this team through thick and thin.
yeah.
Through thick and thin. That's why
Dude.
because sorry, I'm going on about
Oh,
this.
you're good.
OU football is the only team that I really do this about, to be honest. I love the Thunder, but I don't go all in on the Thunder. Where the Thunder, if they lose, like I don't lose sleep over it. The Sooners lose sleep, or the Sooners lose a game, I lose sleep. It's the only team I do it about, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm gonna keep it that way, no matter what, no matter how terrible we are. God, we're terrible though.
We're bad. There's
Anyway.
nothing like when you're on campus and you're going to class the Monday after OU Texas weekend and you just won and you can feel it on campus or like after
Everybody's
a
in
big
a good
win.
mood, bro. You don't got to
You can
test.
see
Test is
everybody, the
canceled.
teachers are in a good mood. Yeah, everybody's in a good mood. But the reverse happens, the opposite happens when it's a bad loss like Tennessee, dude. And you're on campus and you're like, everybody's so sad and down. You see the players on campus, they're walking like this and their slides, walking with their head mosey. But one point I did want to get back to is Kylan, you mentioned, I think Spencer, you did too. No, I think Spencer, you actually mentioned this. Is BB was talking about the Alabama game, and he said that this is what we look like when we get out of our own way. The thing is, getting out of your own way is not a injury issue. It's not a lack of talent issue. It's not even really a personnel issue. It's a matter of coaching, right? How do you get out of your own way? You don't throw picks. How do you not throw picks? You coach your quarterbacks better to make the right reads so they don't throw picks. Picks will happen. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but you can coach some of those picks, right, out of the way. You show them the defense. You get them to read their read. You get them to see their checkdowns better, At the same time, fumbling. J.A. fumbled all the time. And I'm going to call him out because he was the king of fumbling, right? That is something I feel like you can coach. To some extent, you can coach it. How to hold the ball better. How to take control of it better, I mean, you cannot, the Tennessee game, you cannot get a stop on Tennessee's own 5-yard line, a turnover, or 5 yards away from a touchdown. And in the very next play, you fumble it right back to Tennessee. That can't happen. And that's not an injury bug thing. That's just a lack of skill that was not developed through good coaching. And granted, Jay didn't have the best OC, and I give him that. And I think he might do decent at Auburn, maybe. But not to make it negative. I'm just saying like you can say this is what happens when we don't get in our own way, but the reason you get in your own way in the first place is because they weren't coached well. That's
Yeah.
my point.
Dude, I agree. And dude, what was every reporter asked every single player the same question. You're gonna be facing your old former teammate Jackson Arnold. And I don't think I heard one actually good thing about it. They were like, he's a good guy. I'm glad Auburn found him. And then it was like, next
Yeah.
question. Dude,
Yeah.
I know they couldn't stand, bro.
And
I
sorry to add on to that,
No.
dude. They interviewed Jackson Arnold and said, like, what do you think about Oklahoma? And he's like, yeah, I was bad. I'm like, dude, that's fire. I like that take. That's a great take, man.
that's
He said I was
fire.
bad.
Jackson.
He literally said, yeah, I didn't play good.
Yeah, he said, I just wasn't in they asked him, like, I forget what the question was, but he basically just said, like, yeah, I did not play well. I didn't play to what I wanted to do. Like that kind of jazz. And I was like, man, that's crazy. And then BV said, yeah, we didn't put him in a good position at all to succeed. And I was like, man, nobody
Dude, I
thought
also
it was a
heard,
good
also,
situation.
we
Yeah.
tried to keep him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I said
So.
For what?
BB was like, yeah, we didn't want him to leave. I said I did.
I would have, hey,
I
pack your
wanted to
bags,
play-
buddy. Pack your bags.
Gosh, can you imagine the world where he stayed?
Yeah. That's
Dude, last
the-
thing coming out of SEC Media Day, man. And we've covered OU, I feel like, pretty well. Dude, I hate to say it, man. Arch Manning, being a redshirt sophomore, but he's coming into his junior year of college, his third year of college. Mature, put together. He's done it the right way. He didn't transfer when he knew he was not gonna start for 2 years. He's been developing under a great quarterback for 2 years. I don't think Quinn Ewers is phenomenal, but a good quarterback, and he's been developing in a great offensive system under Steve Sarkisian. I hate to say it, man. Arch Manning is going to be really good at football. He is, and we're going to have to do something about it. If as an OU fan,
Yeah.
this is not going to be the quarterback situation where it's like, man, Texas quarterback doesn't match us at all. It's like, dude, this guy's good. I'd say it. I'm not gonna do this anymore. He's good. He's good at
Yeah.
football. He's got the character right. I think he's gonna be really good. I think OU Texas week 6 or first week of October, man. That quarterback battle is gonna be one for the ages. It's just gonna be awesome. And listen, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with saying that your opponent is good and that your opponent is worth playing. It's better than being in the Big 12 and saying like, oh my gosh, all these guys suck. We have an opponent that is, man, they are going to be really good. And Arch Manning, man, he's going to be really good. And
Yeah.
I'm a little scared, but But I will say John Mateer, same attitude, same character.
Yeah.
Apparently, I heard in his interview that he has with Josh Pate, he did an interview and said that he's got bunches of negative things said about him on Twitter on his wall, his garage gym wall. I was like, dude, that is so sick. You have you have a garage gym, sick. 2, you have things being said about you on Twitter on the wall, sick. But yeah, him and John Mateer and Arch Manning this is a quarterback that probably the best quarterback matchup in a single game in the entire season, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. I'm really excited.
It could be 1 versus 2. It could be the best quarterback versus the second best quarterback.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
That rivalry is heating up. If we can go in there 6-0, man, gosh, man,
Because they're gonna be 6-0. Gosh,
They're-
that game is gonna be awesome.
well. I would say they're gonna be 6-0, but they're playing Ohio State week 1 in Ohio State.
Ooh.
So, but no matter what, they're gonna be good. They're gonna
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be bad. That's what I can bet you on. They're not gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. All right,
Anyways,
well,
man, here we
it's gonna
go.
be a good season.
Here we
Maybe,
go. We
hopefully.
are
I'm
just
excited.
we are
44
approaching a month
days.
away, fellas.
Yeah, we're getting close to just a month away.
We're getting close, boys. All right. We will see y'all next week, bud.
Peace.
Ooh.